Welcome to Sleeping with Sarah. I'm Sarah Albritton, and I'm here with my guest, Margaux Hamilton.
Hi.
How'd you sleep last night, Margaux?
Oh my gosh. Probably not great. Not great.
Not great?
No, I currently right now I'm sleeping in my bed with all of my laundry, and then I have a cat, and the cat sleeps in the laundry with me. It's clean laundry.
Okay.
I also sleep with my laptop in my bed open.
Oh,
It's
lots
gross
of distractions.
Yeah, I have a lot of things in my bed. I have a laptop, a cat, laundry, like a big thing of Aquaphor that I put under my pillow. I have yeah.
What's the Aquaphor? Wait.
Just for my chapped lips.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm like terrified of having chapped lips, so I put the Aquaphor under my pillow, and then I have a baby blanket that I've been sleeping with for my whole life. So there's like a lot of like stuff.
Yeah.
Tylenol, Advil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like to have a full bed.
Yeah. It's like it's an amusement park. It's not great.
No, I get the clothes thing though, because like I've been trying to at least like, I had to put my laundry before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Put it out.
Yeah.
And then you're just like tired, and you're just like, I might just fall asleep on this.
Yeah, and it's warmer when it's like the
because
clothes
it just
are
come
on
out of
you.
the dryer.
Yeah, it's great.
Unless you're like me and I completely forget that it's in the dryer, and then I'm that neighbor that left it in the dryer and I have to go get it.
I hope you have good neighbors.
I do. I do. The only problem is that our laundry window is like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., which 8 p.m. is too freaking early.
Wait, why do you have a laundry window?
Because there are people that lived in our building for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And so there's like somebody older that I guess the noise from the laundry.
Move.
It's rent controlled.
No, not you, them. No,
Get them to move.
Move or die.
It's
A laundry window.
yeah.
That's nice. I'm like bitter. Like that's very nice of you. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I'm just excited that it's a rent control apartment because, like, honestly, I love looking at if any friend is looking for an apartment, I'll be like, oh, let me look, because I enjoy. It's a weird thing. I enjoy looking at apartments.
No, yeah, that's a thing.
Because it makes me feel better about what I'm paying now.
Oh, good for you. So you're brainwashing yourself.
Yes.
Got it.
I think I consistently brainwash myself about things.
That's great. I think I'm like a big fan of delusion.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so
I feel
sorry. Like, no, that's good.
No, I feel like manifestation is kind of a way of that too. It's like,
Yeah.
Anybody that has like a mantra for the day that's like self brainwashing.
Yeah, I have a mantra. Yeah.
What's your mantra for today?
Everything is happening perfectly in the right moment at the right time, and I'm on my way.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
My mantra, I'm the prettiest girl, I'm the baddest bitch. What's your mantra?
I would change it day to day depending on what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like if I had to like write something, be like, I am the most hilarious comedy writer for, if I'm working on a TV pilot, this script is going to be amazing, and I'm going to finish it on time.
Nice.
And I'm going to be prompt about it, and my promptness will lead me to success. Like something like that.
Yeah.
My mantras are not short.
No, they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Yeah. So I think it varies depending on the thing, the thing
of course.
of the day.
Yeah.
Today is like, I'm going to have amazing podcast interviews today. We're going to have so much fun, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and it sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm really trying to like lean into like, this sounds so dumb. Oh, just like divine timing, and like everything is working out perfectly. My angels have my back. Blech.
Do you have Co-Star on your phone? Like those, like that. Star apps? Yeah.
But I also have like the iPhone 7 because I don't understand technology, so I don't have any storage, so I had to delete it. But I do know that I have the same birth chart as Pete Davidson, and that's the vibe.
That's the vibe. Pete Davidson. Hey, he's got some BDE, so
Yeah, I feel like I probably do too.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the same birth chart. I feel like that's wild.
That is a lot. That means you were born at like the same time and the same.
We were born 2 days apart the same year in neighboring cities around the same time.
Oh, gotcha.
And I'm like, am I Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
Maybe
there's like a Freaky Friday thing where you wake up one morning and you're actually Pete Davidson, and he wakes up as Margaux. That's a movie, actually. I think I pitch a lot of movies and TV shows on here. I think that's a movie you should write and then pitch it to Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll just live in his mom's basement.
Yeah,
and he could live with my cat Casey.
Yeah,
sounds great.
And then Pete goes to SNL's like, hey, like I need to introduce you to Margaux Hamilton.
Yeah, she's like, great. She can bring people to the show. She can bring people out.
It's like he's like on Instagram like blowing you up, and then you're getting like 1 million followers.
I love it.
Like,
I love it. I'll take his fake teeth.
Fake teeth? Does he have fake teeth?
Yeah, veneers. I'm like obsessed with a good set of veneers.
The thing, yeah. Interesting. I knew somebody who got their teeth knocked out as a kid, like their adult teeth, and they had to wear like fake ones, but not anyone with a full like set.
I love a good celebrity full set of fake teeth. Like that is the one thing, if I make it, I will get myself new teeth. Like I will have a roommate, I don't care, but I'm getting the fake teeth.
Why the fake teeth versus like...
Versus what?
Versus like...
my real teeth?
Yeah.
Well, I've spent a lot of money on my teeth already. I feel like I have bad genetics with my teeth.
Oh, and it just isn't like perfectly straight.
Yeah. No, they're amazingly straight.
They look straight.
No. Yeah. I have perfect teeth. No, but I have a lot of fake teeth in the back.
Oh.
But like people don't know about, but they do now because my heart is open.
Yes. Thank you for being so open on this.
Yeah. Am I supposed to be facing this way?
No,
does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I sit I just sit like a toddler. I'm obsessed.
Yeah. I honestly sit when I'm working on something or constantly sit on my feet, and then I try to get up and my feet are asleep. So
for sure.
And this happens like every couple of days, and it's like I'm turning my feet narcoleptic as well.
That's hilarious. Great concept.
Yeah, it's weird, but I've got to get better at like stretching my legs out. I think it's relaxing.
Yeah.
Do your feet ever fall asleep sitting like that, or?
Yes. I usually sit like this or like crisscross applesauce or just like this leg over this leg. Yeah, my feet do fall asleep a lot, but I feel like I'm 5'8", sometimes 5'9" if I stand up really straight, and I'm like feel like I'm all leg, so they just have to go somewhere because they're mostly in the way.
Yeah. Were you at what age did you reach your like adult height?
Oh, early, like I would say middle school.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I was
wow.
I've always been just like a big girl. Like I've just like, I mean, I don't know. I guess my ancestors are from like the mountains. I'm just like a big girl, like thick. Yeah.
So what were you like? Did you play basketball or anything? Or did you
they wish.
Sorry, everyone.
They wish.
Oh, they were trying to recruit you?
Yeah, my father was. Oh, yeah, my father tried to put me in every team sport. Like, he even tried to get me into like Pee-wee football one time. I was like, all right, well, he's like, you're going to play rugby in college. I was like, no, I'm going to sing and dance in college.
Yeah, I'm going to be in musicals.
Yeah, and which I was. But yeah, they always tried to put me in sports, but I swam for like 15 years competitively.
But swimming is great.
Yeah.
Swimming is a great exercise.
Yeah, it was wonderful, and like I was pretty good at it. I was the high school swim captain, which was fun.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think it was because I was fast. I think I just had like a lot of spirit, and they were like, "We'll take this one."
Yeah, she's gonna bring up morale.
yeah, I did bring up morale. I'm always the personality hire. Continue.
Yeah, that's like what I was. And softball, I was very small for my age. So like, but it was even though it was like an age thing, it was like I probably looked like 3 years younger. You know, so like I was in softball, but I was kind of the runt of the group. I was like the Rudy, and my mom was super sporty. She was 5'8". She was tall. So she would take me every afternoon to batting practice at batting cages. And by the end of the year, I would get 1 home run, and everyone would cheer because I was the Rudy. Because like
you were the runt.
Yeah, I would get like 1 home run every year, but it always took till the end.
But at least you got it.
Yes, I did, and that those moments felt really nice. But when I got older, I was like, oh, that's why everybody was cheering, because no one thought I would.
They felt bad for you.
Yes.
They were like, this is oh no.
It's fine. Like as a kid, it just felt really cool in the moment. And like, everyone's cheering for me. This is
I'm
great.
amazing. Yeah.
It's not till I look back later with my like adult lens and I'm like, oh, they never thought I would do it. So when I finally did it, everyone was excited.
They were like, thank God. Thank God her self-esteem.
So you were in musicals. Did you do theater major?
I oh my God, yeah. I was a theater major in college. How annoying. How annoying. I was always a theater kid. I feel like my parents put me in theater and like dance and music really, really early. I think it's because I was just like really chatty and energetic. And like this, like I remember they signed me up for like soccer, and I was like, wasn't vibing. I remember I asked to be signed up for soccer because at the end of the games they would give everybody ice cream, and I was like, I'll go for that. So. But yeah, I did community theater really young.
Oh, you got to do community theater young.
Yeah, cool. That was really fun.
I mostly did plays in like schools. Yeah. But I did get to do one professional play when I was 10. It was a Christmas play because I got to miss every other day of school.
Oh,
but I was playing a 5-year-old to give you more perspective of how.
You were really little. Yeah, wow, you're still a peanut though.
Yeah. Well, I was like, when I'm older, I'll appreciate it. I was like, I do.
Wow, that's amazing.
But wait, so what were some of your favorite things you were in?
Oh, growing up, my first like big one that like I really convinced my parents. I was like, listen, I'm gonna be a star. We need to get on top of this now. Mm-hmm. And I'm from like a farm town. I'm from like a factory farm town, and I was like, I want to be in this play. And I auditioned and I sang, and it was You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Oh.
And I was like, I nailed it. I'm like, I had no part at all. Okay. I was in the back. I was in the chorus, but I was making the most of it. And so that was like the first one that I was like, okay, this is fun. And then I was in this school play. Oh my God, not to bring the vibe down, but I was in the Diary of Anne Frank in high school. Oh. And that's when my parents were like, oh, okay, we get it. You can go to theater college.
I think I was in Bang Bang You're Dead, which is also that's another dark one.
What?
That was the one that
Bang Bang You're Dead. I'm like the Diary of Anne Frank, and you're like Bang Bang.
No, I was just saying that they always like to do the darker ones. That was one about school shootings that like it was like a no royalty thing that if you do it that it wouldn't they didn't
Bang Bang You're Dead. Hey, this one's about school shootings, so no residuals for this one. But
yeah, no, they basically wanted to bring awareness to it and like had people
There's a play that we did in college called Columbinus, and it's about Columbine. I was like, why are we doing this, you guys? Yeah. We're all upper middle class. What are we doing? Like, this is that's the
thing is like I didn't go to a school that did a lot of musicals. Like for college, I went to a Meisner school, which was very serious. Yeah. Very serious, which is of course why like on the one day off I go to Chicago and do improv classes.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, this is so serious. I can't.
You needed to like get out.
Well, yeah, because everything we did was like super dark, like War and Peace. And it's like, oh, I died in this one and I died, I just kept dying.
You just kept dying.
Yes. And then I got cast at a play in Chicago where like I died in a prison, in a women's prison. Okay. And it's like, and I was like,
You're like, get me to Second City now.
Yes, no. And I was like, I'm going to lean more towards the sketch stuff because it's
fun. Because it's fun. Yeah.
And there are so many funny plays too, which are great. But
I did Guys and Dolls.
Yeah, see, like that's so fun.
And I sang for Adelaide in that one, which was fun. She like pretends that she's sick. I just like wear my bathrobe from like Marshall's. It was very interesting, but
I like that.
Yeah.
So you've been in a lot of musicals, yeah.
You would think I was. I would say I did like 30% musicals and then the rest straight plays because my like town like I don't think we could afford musicals, but I was in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Oh, cool.
And that was fun. And they cast me as the sexy secretary in the 7th grade. I was like, okay. And then I was in Little Abner the next year, which was a musical.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and I was also a sexy secretary. I'm like, what are we doing, you guys? So, but it was all great. So I love musicals. Like, I'm definitely a freak theater kid, like for sure.
Did you see the show Smigadoon or Schmicago on Apple?
No, but that was the dupe or like the Brigadoon, right?
Yeah, it's like a kind of a.
It's the dupe.
It's all new music, but it's like a kind of a parody, like a modern day thing. But it's all from musicals in the era.
Was it Fred Armisen who did that?
Keegan-Michael Key was in it, and Cecily Strong, and I forget who produced it. But it's like if you really like musicals, you would really like that.
I do like musical.
I haven't seen a musical in a while, but
the last 5 years I watch it like once a week.
When I was in England, when I was in the UK this year, I saw Oscar and the Crown was at Fringe, which is like I think they were saying it would be kind of like the next Six that like starts at Fringe and then becomes a full musical. And it's like, and that was really really fun. And then I saw the Back to the Future musical, which was fun.
There was a time in Broadway, I feel like, in like musical theater world where they ran out of ideas. Yeah. And they're like, we're just going to do movies.
Well, it's because people will go see it if they're a big fan of the movie.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to see Heathers, but it wasn't, I couldn't get tickets that day. And I only had like 2 days to see theater in London that day.
You know what I'm excited for?
What are you excited for?
Wicked.
Yes.
With Ariana Grande.
Yes.
Wicked was like Popular was my first like real audition song as a kid.
Oh really?
Like Wicked came out when I was I don't know like 10 or 12, I forget. Everything is a blur.
Yeah.
And Wicked came out and I saw it just like in Hartford because I'm from Connecticut, and Popular just like I was like, this is my thing, and that was my audition song for everything.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Everything, yeah. Everybody else was like doing Defying Gravity. I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I was like, have fun.
I like that one. That's more fun.
Are you a Glee stan? Oh my God.
I watched like the first I watched it until they went to Until they
regionals.
Until they went to regionals. No. Until they went to college, I watched it. I kind of like dropped off when like Rachel was going to New York, which is odd because didn't she end up doing what she did in the show? She ended up doing Funny Girl, or
yeah, she did end up doing Funny Girl. I stopped watching it too around that time, but because it was a lot, and I'm not a fan of like new characters coming in and like rebuilding the same situations.
Yeah, because it's like no one needs to.
Yeah, but I still listen to Glee a lot.
Yeah,
like I love Glee.
Well, I the thing is that we didn't like. Yeah, I didn't get like. I can like sketch level sing, like I can like do decently karaoke sketch level. I'm not like lead in a musical level, like
that's okay,
you know. Yeah. But I love to sing. I love to sing. So as a kid, I would go and audition for musicals, and I would like belt it out like I was the best singer, but not know that I was just like okay.
That confidence though, it's because you hit that home run, dude. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I like to sing too, but I don't. Unless I'm in a play or a musical or hired to sing, I like won't sing in public.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like I'll sing to myself. That's like how I like regulate my emotions. I'll just start singing.
Oh,
yeah. It's like my like self-soothing tactic. Right now the song is You're Losing Me by Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Because the bridge is really pretty, but yeah, I won't like sing unless I'm like getting paid for it in front of people.
Because I don't think you've incorporated singing into your stand-up, have you?
No,
I don't think so. Yeah,
no, I don't want to.
No. I know some people that are like, I'm going to incorporate anything I do. If I can dance, I'm going to dance in it. If I can sing, and some people kind of keep that closer.
Yeah, I love to sing, and I have a pretty voice. I don't know.
They're two separate things.
Yeah, I just could never like. I mean, I did the 88 show with Avery Pearson, and I sang, and like that was like one of like the most memorable moments of my life, and like that I was okay with because I was like, oh, this is like musical theater, we could do it, but you will definitely not catch me in stand up singing. Never.
No. Yeah. So then, how did you get from musical theater to stand up?
Oh gosh, I love this question. A psychic told me to do stand up.
Really?
Yeah, people love that. It's so stupid.
Were you already living here in LA?
Yeah, so I was living in LA. Well, this is during the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah, I was living in LA, and I was working as an actor. I came out here for acting, obviously, and like, I got really fortunate to get a couple of commercials and a really good agent, and I was modeling for 5 years. It was like a very different life that I'm living now. And then I like dabbled in stand-up a couple months before the pandemic, and was like, I don't know. I like it, but I don't know. You know how when you first start, you do like one open mic a month?
Well,
you're like, no.
I didn't start here. I started in Chicago.
Oh, well, that was me.
I understand in LA. That's I started in Chicago, so it was a little different.
Okay, so I was like, I guess I'll try it because like friends like were telling me to do it, and I would go to like 1 to 2 open mics, and I'd be like, I don't know. And then the pandemic hit, and everything shut down, and my agent was like, you should call this psychic. And I called the psychic, and she's like, yeah. I was like, I'm an actor. And she goes, nope, you're a stand-up comedian. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, oh no, you're a stand-up comedian. And she's like, that's what you need to be doing. And here I am.
Okay.
That's
so the
wild.
Psychic, yeah. Were you going to a psychic regularly?
No, it was my first time.
Oh.
And she was like, don't worry about the acting. Let's get you into stand-up. Oh. Isn't that wild? And so I just was like, okay, cool, copy that, and then I doubled down, and here we go.
So was it a tarot card reader or just a psychic?
No, a psychic. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, who's like cool. Like I love.
So
her.
the real psychic.
I know a real psychic, and she's not online. You cannot find her. She's referral only.
Ooh, wow. I'll see. Yeah. That is interesting. It's so weird because I never used to be a person. You know, I've gone twice to psychics or palm readers, like. In like since moving to LA, but only like if I really like have a good instinct, I'm like, oh, I really feel like doing that. You know? Yeah,
I just was like, I mean, it was the pandemic. There was like nothing going on.
Yeah,
like I had so much cash from that COVID relief, and I was like, fuck it, I've got nothing to do. It's a Tuesday morning. I'll call this psychic, and then it like blew my mind. Like imagine, like I'm living a totally different life than before that. Like it's wild, and I feel like I can't quit stand up because like. This psychic was like, no, this is your destiny. And I was like, okay, I guess. And then I'm just like doing it. It's a very interesting part of my life because I never like anticipated I would be a stand-up comedian.
Well,
and then some random, yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, I think that's also like, it's not like, because stand-up isn't geared towards kids. Like theater's geared towards kids, musicals are. There's no stand-up that is geared towards kids because they don't drink. They're not going to make any money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Now I'm stretching.
And so it's like, nobody really makes money off of it. So it's like they don't really gear it until you're an adult. Like maybe college, you can start to get into it, but not really till you can drink.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard unless you have parents that were really big fans to get exposed to it.
Yeah, or like Nepo babies. I mean, I was out here I finished all Groundlings. I finished all of UCB. So like I had been doing that. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. How'd you like those programs?
Good. I really liked them. Yeah. But the note for me from my teachers was always consistent with every teacher. The first thing they'd always say would be like, "You're a great writer." And I was like, okay. And so now as a stand-up, I'm like, oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I did improv and sketch before I did stand-up.
For sure.
In Chicago.
For sure.
So that was like a different thing because in Chicago, just everyone goes there for comedy. So it is like, you just throw yourself into a thing and you can do like 5 mics in a night. You can do, 3 if you're not really trying. It is a very different energy, and they're all like free mics, and it's like people. Oh, that's nice. People are actively like seeking out shows, and it's very different energy than like LA. So that's the only reason like I was just depends on the scene you start in.
Yeah, no, I started in this scene, and I almost like wish I didn't.
Yeah,
like I feel like it'd have been so much easier to do it in New York.
Well, but also it's like you think but New York also has a whole big thing because people from New York will eventually move to LA.
Yes, I've been told LA is the victory lap. Mm-hmm. So that like people come here once they're ready for like the TV shows and stuff, but they start in other cities. I mean, I'm grateful. I can't believe any of this has happened. So I guess it's meant to be. See, it's the mantra.
Yeah. Listen to the psychic.
Yeah, listen to the psychic. Good money's worth.
Yeah, exactly. So then you moved to LA to be an actress here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When did you move here?
2016.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, a week after I graduated college in New York City.
Oh, wow. So you're just like, right away.
Yeah, and my mom was like, you didn't warn us. I was like, I gave you warning for 18 years.
So wait, so you went to school in New York?
Yeah,
Oh, so you got to live like in New York?
Oh, yeah. I was there for like 4 years. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
I did UCB in New York through college.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never lived in New York, but I think I would have enjoyed it. But when it came time to move, I was like, Chicago, you go to New York or LA. And LA felt like it would be a little bit more different than Chicago.
Yeah. LA, I don't know, do we like it?
I like the sunshine.
I like the sunshine.
I think when you got to find the right people.
Yeah.
There are some people that are not fun, but there are a lot of people.
Yeah, you have to find your people.
Yeah, you have to find your people. Chicago already had a built-in kind of community here, so I knew. Basically, by the time I moved from Chicago, half my friends had moved to LA. Some had moved to New York. Yeah. So it's just like...
Yeah. I felt like LA was always on like my vision board as a kid. Like growing up, my parents would buy me like maps of LA and give them to me for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Manifesting that early?
Manifesting that early. And then I didn't know when like LA was going to happen until I took this internship in college, to which the internship... Oh, I love this story. The internship was... said I could only be a part of the internship if I was getting school credit. And my school was like, we can't give you school credit. You can only do the internship if they're paying you. So I tricked them.
Oh.
I told the internship I was getting school credit, and I told my school that they were paying me. So I was like volunteering at this like show.
Because I think the reason they do that because like a long time ago they used to just exploit the people that would work for free.
Yeah,
and so
but it all worked out. So I was working on this show in college on the Discovery Channel called Alaskan Bush People. Sorry, I have like a speech impediment.
The Alaskan Bush People?
Yeah, they're like these people that like live in the bush. There's like 8 of them. It's like the #1 show on Discovery Channel.
Weird.
Like I was volunteering on that show for like a year, and like I mean I'm really good at playing pretend. Like, I'm really good at faking it till I make it.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I was there, like, bullshitting. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea why I was there. But this woman, she's the executive producer on it. She's, I became, like, her daughter. Mm-hmm. And so I just, like, sit in her office all day and, like, have snacks and, like, order Starbucks and, like, dig around and not do anything. And then she was like, so what are your plans after college? And I was like, well, I think like I really want to be a TV actress. And she was like, just come live in my house in LA.
Oh, she offered you a place to stay?
Yeah.
What? That is like all right. I know, that is so crazy. But that is amazing. Like, If you're like, okay, work for 3 months for free, but you get a free place to stay. How long did you get to live there?
Oh, I paid. Yeah. I lived there for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was wild. Like, I believe in like destiny and divine timing. Like, I've fully lied to so many people to stay at Alaskan Bush People and then got like wasted at the holiday party. And then
did you tell everybody that you had lied when you were wasted?
Oh, they know now. Yeah. No. She's like my fairy godmother. Her name is Shannon.
She's like, oh, we knew.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they? Yeah.
No, I'm pretty good at faking it. I really am. I really, really am. But I mean, that's like destiny, right? It like all worked out, and I got to like live in this like beautiful like Beechwood Canyon apartment for the first 3 years that I was here, and like I also didn't move out not knowing people.
Yeah.
Like I had all these like
other 50-year-old
women. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, the thing is, it's like I feel like if you ever read a self-help book, it'd be like How to Lie by Margaux Hamilton.
Literally, how to lie through your teeth and smile,
and like how to because that's a really interesting way you go about it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's back to what I said before. I'm just like the personality higher. I feel like I can make my way by being like fun silly, and blonde. Chill. I guess I don't know.
Well, or pink hair
Pink today in crisis mode. But
do you change your hair a lot, or just?
I used to, but then I started booking a lot of commercials, and like I couldn't. I had to stay a blonde.
Yeah.
But the pink comes out during like transformative times.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So like, is the moon in a certain place right now?
My heart is in a certain place.
Ooh, wait, what does that mean?
I feel really good. I feel really grounded at where I am, but I know something big is on the way, and so I just like needed to like shake it up, and I feel the most myself I've ever been in like 2 years, and I'm just gonna like lean into it. And like if I want to have pink hair and put my nose ring back in, let's go, baby.
That's fun.
Let's
I like
go.
that. You're just like in the right spot.
Yeah, I'm in my camp counselor era.
Hence that almost looks like a camp.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like the happiest I've ever been in my life was like in the woods in summer camp.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like just like in the deep, deep woods of New England, and that's how I like feel right now. So I'm like, bring on the pink. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks, and we match.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
I like that. But yeah, I only did camp for 1 week once.
Oh.
And I liked it. I liked a lot of the activities. The one thing I didn't like is when we did one night like in the sleeping bag outside.
Yeah, that was not the vibe. We're never doing that.
Yeah.
No.
A bunch of spiders crawled on my
I don't like that
thing, and since then I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, my summer camp was day camp, so.
Oh, got it. So you didn't not overnight.
No.
You're like, no, I would not do that.
I have a bed.
Yeah. See, now it's like the closest thing I'd probably do to camping, I would do like a glamping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would glamp.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, I think at this point, I'm like, I don't want to do the camping.
No, I feel like we've moved past camping in general.
Yeah.
Like, I pay a lot of money for my West Hollywood apartment. I just don't need to be in the dirt.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't need to be in the dirt outside with bugs. I'm good.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about California is that there's so many less bugs than the Midwest for like the summer and stuff.
Yeah, for
I love
sure.
that.
Yeah. I say for sure way too much. You always realize how you talk when you're on a podcast. You're like, I've said for sure 8 times.
I agree, because I also like say yeah a lot, and I notice the same thing, and it's
fine.
Fix it in post, right?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Do you still do acting now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I tried to. I haven't. Oh my God.
It's been so slow right now. By the way, it's not. The whole vibe of everyone is like survive till 25 is like.
Oh, is that it? Okay, let's unpack this because I'm going out of my mind. I haven't booked. I'm sorry.
No. Because I just got an audition actually in person this afternoon after this. But but the thing is, like, I've getting so many less auditions, and I've been talking to other people because my partner's on the producing side. So like people are taking meetings, but like no one's buying anything because a lot of projects had to get pushed their release date till 2025 anyways, and so they're waiting for things. So they're not really. Everyone's too gun shy, and people are waiting for Paramount to get bought, and so it's like a whole thing. Everything is super light. People thought there'd be a rush after the strikes, but because there might be another strike with IATSE, they're also waiting for that.
Who's IATSE?
IATSE is the stage crew. The stage crew and the Teamsters are maybe go on strike.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They're
negotiating. Yeah.
What?
They're negotiating, but yeah.
Oh my God. This morning I literally I was on one, dude. I ended my agent this morning.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I emailed back my old agent, and I was like, "Can you take me back? Because I haven't been getting an audition." And I'm like, "What the hell? I was booking so much, but well, now you got me thinking."
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
I was like, "Wait, this is actually I was with a really big agent." Oh no! No, everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And if my intuition said, "Cut it," then cut it. That is.
Yeah, intuition. It's all about intuition. It's better to have someone that's like fighting with you at a smaller agency than someone that's like,
Yeah, well, I was at a really small agency for a really long time, and I was like making my income, just my straight income from commercials.
That's amazing.
Yeah, my annual income for 3 years was from commercials. And then I got an opportunity to be with a bigger agent, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Wrong move.
Well, the thing is, the problem is that the bigger agencies, they have their bigger fish too, and they're
I don't like
their
those big
attention
fish
on the big fish.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny we're talking about this. You're like, survive until 25, and I had a huge iced coffee this morning, and I was like, hello, to whom this email finds. That's funny.
Yeah, but it's like, that's just what I've heard from that, because I felt like it's been slow, I'm getting maybe like, I've gotten like, 3 in the last couple weeks, like not much.
That's great. That's more than me.
But it's like not. It's like, but for a while it was like, oh, you get 3 in a week, and it's like, it was a lot busier.
Yeah. Oh God.
But
what are we gonna do?
You're like, oh no,
what did I do?
I will say, at the very least, the nice thing about being a multi-hyphenate is like, oh, if there's not as much going on for filming, you can do more stand-up, and you can do.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a preschool teacher right now because of the strike.
Yeah.
And I like go into work every day and I'm like, oh, I'm pretending.
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally woke up one morning and I was like, I guess I'm a teacher.
Yeah. Do you have to get an education degree to be a teacher? Oh, wait, did you lie about that?
No. No.
Sorry, I'm not going to get you fired. Sorry.
You know what? No, I didn't lie about that. I have early childhood education credits from the community college that I went to before.
Okay.
I went to college in New York City. So I had that. And I've been a nanny for 12 years.
Oh, nanny.
Yeah, but it's also like private school and they can hire whoever they want. So yeah, I have credits.
It's like you can handle kids. Like what age?
For sure.
Is it preschool though? That's young.
Yeah, I have 13 3-year-olds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know what a 3-year-old's like because I have a niece that's about to be 5 and a nephew that's 3.
Yeah.
But
No, it's Jumanji in my classroom for sure. It's chaotic. Yeah, I literally woke up one morning and I was like, I guess I'm a teacher now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. But send me a commercial universe. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. So wait, what do you do to like calm the kids down? Do you like sing at them or like do you like
I tell jokes.
You tell jokes?
Yeah.
What kind of jokes does a 3-year-old get? Are you just like telling fart
They're
jokes?
They're smart.
What?
They're smart. They can like tell jokes on their own. We have this thing at school. Okay, so the kids, they call me Chicken Margaux.
Chicken Margaux? Why?
I don't know. They just call me Chicken Margaux. I asked to be called Miss Margaux or Teacher Margaux, and they went to Chicken Margaux. And I was like, okay, we're leaning in. Mm-hmm. But we do this thing called, tell me a bad joke. So the bad joke will be, like, if they're, like, crying and, like, we, like, talk about it. We, like, unpack it. I, like, validate their feelings. And then I'll be like, well, what do you need to, like, make you feel better? Like, do you need a hug? Do you need some water? You need a Band-Aid? Do you need a bad joke? And then they'll ask me for a bad joke. And so a bad joke is like, why did the microwave cross the street?
Why?
To find a plant.
Oh, and then they laugh at that because it's
it's a bad joke.
That's
and
funny.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah. And then they feel better. And I'm like, bye-bye, get away from me.
Yeah, so just tell them a bad joke.
Yeah, I tell them a bad joke a lot. Yeah, they like it.
That's cute.
Yeah, but I also like make sure I like validate their feelings and like be a good teacher.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Spending so many times with so many like preschoolers, does it make you want to have kids more and less?
Oh my gosh. It makes me realize, and if I do want children for sure, like I want a whole basketball team of kids for sure. But only when I'm financially stable.
Yep.
That is the difference. Like, I see these kids, and I'm like, oh, you're expensive.
Yeah.
And, like, you are expensive. And you are expensive for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So it just makes me see things, like, differently. Like, I feel like I have baby fever because I'm 30. And I'm like, yeah, I want a baby. Let's go. It's just, like, primal. But now I'm like, ooh, let's
Yeah.
I don't know if I can have a baby on a teacher's salary.
I don't know. That's the hard thing. That's why, yeah.
Yeah, give me a nice, rich electrician to pair up with. We'll do that.
Yeah. So are you single right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a very LA. Yeah.
I am. First time in a really long time. This is the longest I've ever been single my whole life.
Oh, wow. So you were like jumping.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You had the different eras based on the boyfriend you were dating.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, first time I've been single and by choice.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
No.
It's good. It's great to it's great. It's great.
I think it's good to do on your own. Like for me, like out of college, I had somebody for a long time I dated for like 5 years, and then like didn't work out, and then I started stand up, and then it's like, oh, okay, there you go. You know?
Yeah, but you have a boyfriend now.
I do.
Yeah, that's
but
nice.
But it was like during the pandemic. He was a friend first.
Oh, I love that.
And we met at a bagel shop. We lived 6 blocks away from each other. Talk about the universe thing. In Chicago, we lived 6 blocks away from each other, but didn't meet till we were here.
That's real because you two weren't ready for each other.
I was not ready.
Wow, I love shit like that.
Yeah.
I love stories like that because you had to do the work to like be ready for each other. Wow, you give me hope. Listen, I'll say this. I'm not going to be one of those women who are like, yeah, being single is great. I wake up with no kids and like I can drink coffee and like do whatever I want. That's like not my vibe. Like I really, really, really want a family and a hubby, 100%. But right now, the best thing about being single, and I only learned this because this is the longest I've been single my whole life, the space in your brain. I don't think about anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, she's like, no, Margaux, that's the thing. It's revolutionary to me. I'm like, huh?
Because you're writing and working on more stuff, and you're like, oh.
Like, I'm like not thinking about him or him meaning anybody I was dating. I wake up and I'm not waiting for text messages. My boyfriends were always really good about communicating with me, but that's the best thing right now. I'm like, oh, I have nobody to worry about and like no drama because I love to date a loser.
Oh, I went through that phase for a while. I was afraid of commitment is what I said, but really I was purposely dating people that weren't good enough to commit to. Because I wasn't ready. Yeah. So like that's what I realized about myself.
Wow, good for you. How did you realize that?
I realized that during the pandemic, because I was like thinking about the people. Because when I came to LA, I was kind of just like, oh, I'm single and new in LA. I'm dating like 4 people at once. Like it's like a whole, and I wouldn't commit to anybody. And it wasn't until I started seeing my partner, I was like, oh, wow, this is what a good person is like, that's is ambitious and is good at communicating. I always got stuck with people that were bad communicators. Yeah. And I think I did a lot of self-reflecting in 2020, and then he and I got together in January 2021 is when we started hanging out.
So you recommend the self-reflection?
Yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of self-reflecting. I mean, I listened and read so many self-help books during the pandemic, and like therapy helps, but that's kind of what I realized. I was like, I was just dating losers on purpose because I knew I'd never commit to them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like the pattern with every single one of my boyfriends except for one is that take this as a grain of salt. Yeah. They're like beneath me, and I'm doing that to like bring them up with me. No, that doesn't work. And because like what I want for my marriage when I get married is like I really want like a ride or die who is like, yeah, we're building this shit together. Like we're both in it. We're both in the same industry. Like we're building this shit together. I love that. And I was dating guys who were just like a little bit beneath me, probably a lot of it actually. And then they became so resentful of me. They're always so resentful of me. And I'm like, at the end of the relationship, they hate me. They hate me. They hate me.
With stand-up, there have only been like a handful of relationships that I think that I see that are good and healthy. Yeah. I think it always ends up being that way. I've also seen it done the reverse, where the girl was a little bit newer than the guy, but when she got to a certain level of success, where they're booking those bigger shows like they were, then the other stuff came out. So I've seen it both ways, but a lot of Not all the time. There are some great, like, Julia Rossi and, Will Miles and, like, there are, like, and Natasha Leggero. And
it happens,
But, like, it's super rare.
It's rare.
But when it happens, it's amazing. But, really, I
dated a guy, oh gosh, a year and a half ago, 2 years, I forget. And he swiped on me because I was a comic. And then, like, in the middle of our relationship, he was like, I swiped on you because you were a comic and a comedian and I thought you were going to be fun. And I was like, no, I'm a real person.
Oh, yeah. That's a really shitty, like, thing to say.
I was like, hey, you're ugly.
Yeah.
How about that? How about I'm doing you a favor?
Well, I've said this on the podcast before, but it's like a lot of times when guys in a dating app are like, oh, like, I want someone who has a sense of humor. It just means that he wants a girl to laugh at his jokes. And that's 100%. What they fucking mean.
Yeah.
And because even before I was doing stand-up, when I was doing like improv and stuff, it was like similar, vibes. It's like, oh, they wanted to be more the center of attention.
Yeah. It's hard to find. I've only dated probably 2 people who really saw my light and like were okay that I was like funnier than them.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're great. And I was like, fuck yeah.
And the thing is, my partner, he's funny, but like in a different way.
Yeah.
And like we make each other laugh a lot. Yeah. And it's like, but he's never going to be like in front of the camera on stage, Yeah. But he gets it, which is nice.
That's nice. Yeah. But, and he thinks you're like the shit, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
That's amazing.
And even when I do jokes about him, he's like, oh, like that's fine, He's like, it's either I can't punch down, or if I do punch down, it's either got to be true or really funny.
Oh.
It's a good challenge.
Oh, that's good for me to hear.
Yeah.
I punched down at my exes. Oops, sorry.
Well, no, exes are fair game.
Okay.
Especially if they say a shitty thing on fight. Like, exes are fair game.
Okay, cool.
I'm just saying current relationship, because I had to that's the thing. When I started dating out here, I was like, oh, I'm just going to let everyone I know, like, I do stand up. If something happens, you might be written about.
Yeah. I got to, like, be better about that. My ex that we were just talking about, the one who was like, oh, I thought you were going to be funny and cool. Okay, whatever. He would love that I wrote jokes about him because it like filled him up because he didn't have anything. I had a show at the Improv called the Babysitters Club show, and the first show we had a great time. We came back to the house and we got in the biggest fight in our in our entire relationship. Like I was like, get the fuck out of my house, get out of my bed. And then I went into the kitchen and I grabbed myself like water to calm down, and it like clicked. It was like divine intervention. I was like, oh, he doesn't have anything going on. He was retired from the military. He's gonna see this. I don't care. He's retired from the military. He didn't have a job. He was living off of his dead parents' money and like selling their land and wherever he's from to like make more income. And I was like, oh, we're fighting because you don't have anything going on.
Yeah.
And like, I can't be your whole life. And like for you to like my stand up and writing about you and like my success, because I had like 3 commercials out at that time, like that makes you feel good. And like I didn't want that. I was like, that's when it all clicked. I was like, oh, my success makes you feel like you have something, and like I'm not trying to do that.
Exactly. No, I think that's good. That was a good ending for you, I think, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You gotta have someone that's gonna uplift where you uplift each other, or
100%.
But you gotta have someone that's doing something else,
Yeah, they need to be I love someone who does their own thing. I'm also obsessed with love and relationships, so I'm sorry we're talking about this so long, but I'm obsessed. So yeah, you gotta have somebody who like has their own thing. I dated a guy over the summer who had his own thing, and I thought that was like really, really special, and he loved that I was a stand-up comic and like had my own thing. He loved it. Yeah, that was one I was like, okay.
See, I think it's good. It's good that and they have their own thing. I think that works for just about everything, unless that thing is magic.
Unless that thing is magic.
No, do not date a magician.
No, they're gonna play a trick on you. Yeah. They're gonna play a trick on you.
Yep.
Yeah. No. And then I pushed him away, obviously, because I was like, oh, I actually really like you, and then I pushed him away.
Yeah, I did that too sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
But that was before I was moving to LA. I was like, I'm moving to LA like a year and a half ahead of time. So I was like, so don't get like attached and like don't
good for you.
like fall in love with me, and then things happen. But that's the thing, is I was just trying to manage expectations and do the right thing. But at the same time, I was very afraid of it, and now I'm.
So scary.
It took me, even when we were together, it took me a long time to say the word boyfriend and be comfortable with that. Like I was like,
really?
like real fear commitment. Yeah, the first time I said the word boyfriend was when he was in the hospital, and it was like the best. Yeah,
he was dying,
and I said
I had to figure out if I was going to pull the plug.
And I was like, my boyfriend. Yeah, my boyfriend can't breathe is what I said. That's the first time I used the word boyfriend. Yeah, and I've come a long way. And I'm still, like for a while we had to we were in a walkable area of WeHo, and so we walk by, like, to go to the movies. We walk and we pass this, like, wedding dress shop, and it used to, like, it gives me anxiety. So that's like we've been together a while, and there's still, he knows this. He knows that I get a little nervous when it comes to this stuff, and he's super understanding about it. But like, yeah, that's like,
wow, yeah, and that triggers you, the wedding dress.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. Like I've had to tell him, like, if he's ever like, don't ever like do a joke on me. Like there's I can handle most jokes, but like don't ever do a like joke proposal on me or something like that, because that would be like, that'd be like really like anxiety driven.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm working on it. Therapy helps.
Therapy, what is that like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm in between therapists right now. I need to find one that is in network still.
Can we unpack breaking up with your therapist?
Oh, I just slow ghosted. I like what is it called? Lazy quit? What is it called?
Lazy quit? I don't know.
Lazy quit, or was it? It's like where people stop doing the work as much. So the first start, it's like, we're seeing it every other week, and then it's like once a month, and then like quiet quitting. I quiet quit my therapist.
Interesting. Okay, I couldn't like find the right one for a long time, and then I like found this one, and she was cool. I felt like I was doing most of the growth on my own. I don't know if that's right or not. But then we were talking about one of my exes who was like the biggest heartbreak of my life, and then our last session, she goes, so would you think of this guy as a twin flame or your soulmate? And I was like, this is not therapy anymore. No. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm paying you a lot to ask me if this guy is a karmic connection.
Maybe just go to the therapist for that then.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's like a wild thing to say to somebody. I was like, no, you're supposed to tell me why I have control issues and like a splash of narcissism. Yeah. Not if this guy like is in my horoscope reading.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Or it's like my therapist just kept being like, well, you need to stop being afraid of commitment. I was like, yeah, but I want someone that gives me homework therapy. Okay, I want someone that's going to be like, here are the things I want you to work on. And he just kept being like, why aren't you changing? And I'm like, well.
He's mad at you.
Yeah. And
he's a man.
And that's why like now I'm looking for like a female therapist that is in network. And
the only mistake I've ever done in my life repeatedly was hired a man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we are starting to wind down the podcast a little bit.
Sure.
So I always ask people what your dreams are for the future.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Oh God. What are your dreams? This is so vulnerable. What is my dream?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're going to go night-night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm going to share. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
My dream for the future is to have a really hot husband and like lots of kids, probably like 4 kids, and to not live in Los Angeles and to probably live in some like really cute suburban town and live Monday through Friday until 4 p.m. as a housewife and then go on tour all weekend.
Okay. Yeah. I love that. That's fun. Have like the relaxed life during the week.
Yeah, I don't want to miss a soccer game. I don't want to miss a school play. Like, I don't want to miss parent-teacher conferences because I'm like on the road or like doing a special. Like, no, I want those moments. And then I want to have my husband come home at 5 p.m. on a Friday, and I'm like, I got to get to the airport.
Yeah.
See ya. Have fun.
That's great.
Thanks.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for doing the podcast.
Thanks so much for having me.
And let people know where they can follow you.
Oh, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Calm Down Margaux.
That's M-A-R-G.
M-A-R-G-A-U-X. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for doing the podcast. We always end by saying good night. So good night.
Good night. Oh, we're going to go night-night. My drink. I'm going to sleep with my drink, okay? Okay.
Thanks for listening to Sleeping with Sarah, where I slept with Margaux Hamilton. You can follow Margaux on Instagram and TikTok at Calm Down Margaux. That's M-A-R-G-A-U-X. Margaux also runs the comedy show Margaux Show at the Comedy Store. The next show is June 16th. If you like the podcast, please follow Sleeping with Sarah on YouTube and TikTok and Sleeping with Sarah Pod on Instagram. Big shout out to my team, especially Alex Garcia and Patrick Sugar, and thanks to Josh Bryant for the music. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me at Sarah Albritton on Instagram and Threads and at Sarah Albritton Comedy on TikTok, or go to sleepysarah.com for upcoming shows. I'll be releasing a podcast every other week, so tune in to find out who I have in bed with me next. Until next time, good night.
Sleep